Siren Head is one of the scariest creatures to ever appear online, which is why for the next 100 days, I'll be surviving as him in hardcore Minecraft. Using my camouflage abilities, I'll hide in plain sight, mimicking voices to lure in my victims. I'll haunt the server, growing into bigger and stronger forms each passing day. Will I be able to defeat Househead and the government hunting us down, or will I just be known as a lost legend? It was time to find out as I spawned into a campsite as Siren Head. I saw some players camping out underneath the stairs. I decided they would be the perfect victims to stalk. Time to cause a little mayhem. I went into the shadows, mimicking the voice of someone else.
Help me!
What the? Did you hear that?
Whatever, man. Stop trying to scare me.
I'm not making this up. I'm gonna check it out.
The players stormed off, separating themselves from their friend. It was just what I was looking for. At the perfect moment, I struck.
Ah!
I killed them quickly. It then set my sights on the other player, who was looking around in fear. I attacked them from behind, striking them down. Ha! Nothing beats the joy of the hunt. Suddenly, a spotlight flashed to life on me as the military arrived to put an end to my mayhem.
We have Siren Head surrounded. Bring in the mech.
Things quickly took a turn for the worse as a massive high-tech mech dropped down in front of me. I braced myself as it lunged forward. On day 2, the mech began to attack me with explosive fire and bullets. I tried to fight back with my own attacks, but its size and strength greatly outmatched my own. This is looking bad. I have to run! I started to run away as the mech gave chase. I took cover in another part of the forest, but I didn't recognize where I was. I've got a bad feeling about this place.
You should, intruder.
Suddenly, a huge laser attack was shot at me. I turned around and spotted Househead looming over me.
There's only room for one monster here, and you dared to infiltrate my turf?
He continued to attack me with his devastating attacks. I fought back, but it was no use. His strength was absolutely crushing. I was powerless as I was sent down a pitfall, falling deep into the darkness below. On day 3, I landed inside of a dark chasm. Somehow, I managed to survive, but barely.
A new friend?
Abruptly, I began to hear strange noises all around me. Who goes there? A terrifying cartoon cat emerged before me.
Looks like it's time to play.
His form shifted as he mutated into a monster and began to chase me down. I tried to run and hide, but he seemed to be waiting around every corner for me.
These are my tunnels. I know them like the back of my hand.
He hit me with a blood slash attack, forcing me to run again. If he knows all the paths here, then I need to make a new one. I used my powers to break down the wall, but instead of a new passage, I found a strange object. The cartoon cat slowly closed in on me. I was cornered. On days 4 through 7, just as I was about to be finished off, I grabbed the odd device in a last-ditch effort. Suddenly, power enveloped my body, transforming me into a new and more powerful form.
What is that?
Some of my true Siren Head powers! I used my new Sonic Scream ability to overpower the cartoon cat, shrinking him back down into his small form.
You'll regret this.
He scurried away, sparing me for now. Whoa, if I can find more of these upgrades, then I'll be unstoppable. I re-emerged onto the surface to find myself now in a suburban area. I have to lay low, but I'm huge in my new form. Abruptly, I spotted military officers searching the area for me. I had to get out of this without being seen. On days 8 through 10, I began to sneak my way through the suburb, doing my best to try and blend in with the structures around me. I camouflaged as an electrical pole as one of the military officers walked by. I just have to keep this up a bit longer. I turned back to normal and began to slink from shadow to shadow. As I did, I spotted an interesting entity. I was forced to move on before I could get another look though. There are loads of other secrets hidden throughout the video. Try and find them all. Just as I was about to slip away, I spotted a couple of officers talking and decided to listen in.
Did you see anything strange?
No, but Siren Head shouldn't have gone too far. We'll eradicate him and any other creature that decides to dwell in our server.
In due time, the ultimate weapon will be done soon. Then nothing will stop our plans.
Ultimate weapon? This sounds bad. I have to stop the military before they kill me and all the other creatures here. I tried to slip away when all of a sudden I was spotted.
Siren Head is here! Release the big guns!
Before I could act, a terrifying robot entered into the scene, locking its sights onto me. I fled, not wanting to see what this guy might do. On days 11 through 14, I was being chased by the robot through the suburb. It launched attacks at me from the sky above. It seemed they were able to keep sight of me thanks to their flying abilities. I used my sonic scream attacks to try and knock them down, but they continue to persist onward. I can't get away as long as that thing can see me. I turned through the houses and tried to lose them, but they were still able to spot me easily. Suddenly, I spotted a tunnel ahead. That's just the type of cover I need. I sped into the darkness of the tunnel, managing to shake off the robot for the moment. Is it gone? Suddenly, a terrifying bridge worm struck at me.
You're the Siren Head I was warned about. You'll pay for passing through my tunnel.
Before I could react, the monster struck at me. On days 15 to 17, I was fighting against the bridge worm. With a roar, he launched a series of freezing ray attacks at me. Not on my watch! I fought back with my own sonic scream attacks. Despite my upgrades, he was a worthy foe. What are you doing? We're on the same side! The military hates all of us!
I obey, Househead. I'll never take orders from you.
Fine, be that way. In my moment of distraction, he hit me with a freezing ray attack, overpowering me with his raw strength. Just as he went in for the finishing blow, I managed to dodge his attack. He hit the wall instead, dazing him for a moment. The wall collapsed, revealing a secret passage. I quickly dashed inside.
You won't escape me.
I arrived at the other side of the passage and found a deep pit with platforms over top it. On the other side was another upgrade. The bridge worm was approaching fast. I didn't have much time. I only get one shot at this. Gotta make it count. On days 18 to 21, I platformed over the area as quickly as I could. The bridge worm fired frost ray attacks at me as I left, forcing me to dodge them on the limited space that I had. Luckily, I managed to make it to the other side and grab the upgrade. I transformed into my next form, gaining 5 more hearts and new powers. Time for round 2. I used my powers to send the bridge worm back, allowing me to return to the safety of the tunnel. With more even footing, we could fight on equal terms. It was quickly clear that we were neck and neck.
No, you can't win. I won't let you.
He hit me with a freeze attack, when all of a sudden, I spotted the tunnel over his head becoming unstable. I have an idea. I used my powers to send a radio shockwave through the tunnel. As expected, the place began to shake more violently and began to collapse.
The Househead will stop at nothing to kill you.
I escaped to the other side of the tunnel as the worm was crushed. I can't let my guard down. Who knows what other monsters are hunting me down? As if in answer to my question, I heard more soldiers rummaging around for me nearby. The military was close. I needed to find cover. I fled back into the forest before I could be seen. On days 22 to 25, I arrived at a graveyard inside of the forest. There, I found a human couple standing together. All this chasing really works a monster up. Time for some scares. I crept in close to the couple, using my camouflage to slowly close in on them. The lady there looked around nervously as I approached. She had good senses, but it wouldn't be enough to save them.
Was that siren always there?
Of course it was, dear. You're just imagining things.
I stopped my camouflage, revealing myself. I wouldn't be so sure. Suddenly, I struck, killing the both of them. Ha 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 ha! I love being Siren Head! Just then, I spotted a map that they dropped. I picked it up and examined it. What's this? Looks like there's a military tower just north of here. And not just that, there's an upgrade there too. Well, that does it. I need to head over there. That next power-up is gonna be mine. Suddenly, a booming voice echoed around the room.
Your reign of terror ends here.
Before I could react, Longhorse dropped down before me.
It's time that you paid for your sins.
I braced myself as Longhorse attacked. On days 26 through 28, I was clashing with Longhorse. He used his attacks on me, and I was launched backwards. Despite his strength, I ran back in and attacked Longhorse. I hit him with my own attacks, but he was surprisingly resilient. No matter what I threw at him, he charged forward again, eating through my power like it was nothing. Why are you standing up for the humans? You're a creature like me.
It is my duty to protect the humans. Clearly, you do not understand their importance.
No, I don't think you understand. The humans hate us.
Hate or not, they need me. Now, stand down.
Longhorse struck me with a powerful attack, hurting me badly. I was gonna lose if I kept fighting, so I had no choice but to run while I still had the chance. You won't get away with this!
You cannot run from me. I will catch you.
Longhorse gave chase, but luckily I had the edge of speed. I fled through the forest and soon came across the military tower I had been looking for. Unfortunately, the base was swarming with guards. I might not be able to stop Longhorse, but they certainly can. I decided to set a trap. I was gonna lure Longhorse into his own demise. On days 29 to 32, I snuck towards the tower so that I could get in touch with the radio signals. This better work. I used my powers to interfere with the radio, sending false messages through them.
Leave your station.
What the? Is the radio on the fritz again?
Leave your station.
It seems pretty adamant. Maybe we should check it out? Fine, but if we get in trouble, it's on you.
The two officers and the rest of the soldiers left their posts. Now it was my chance. I used my sirens to create a loud noise. Hey Longhorse, over here! I ran into cover and like clockwork, Longhorse revealed themselves just as the officers arrived on the scene.
Monster! Get him!
No, you don't understand.
The officers began to attack Longhorse, keeping him busy. I slipped into the base while no one was looking. Now that he's out of the way, it's time to find that upgrade. On days 33 to 35, I made my way through the military base until I finally spotted the next upgrade. It was locked behind a case, but that was no big deal for the likes of me. You're mine now! I used my siren powers to shatter the case, allowing me to grab the upgrade. I grew stronger, gained more hearts, and brand new powers. Suddenly, Longhorse broke into the room.
You won't stop me. I'll make you pay for everything.
He attacked, using his electrical powers. You're done for! I used my new abilities to fight back, quickly overwhelming him with my newfound strength.
No, how is this possible?
Because I'm the ultimate monster! I crushed him once and for all. I didn't have time to celebrate though, as suddenly alarms began blaring all around me. A mech dropped down into the area.
Eliminate the intruder.
The mech charged at me. On days 36 through 39, I was going toe-to-toe with the mech. It used its lightning attacks on me. I tried to fight back with my own Sonic Stream attacks, but this mech was significantly stronger than the mechs I had fought before.
You cannot defeat me. I was designed specifically to kill monsters like you.
It struck me with a forceful electric shock, and I was hurt so bad that I was forced to run. I tried to escape the military base as the mech chased me down relentlessly. Finally, I spotted the exit just ahead, but I heard a small voice call out to me.
Help!
What was that? It kinda sounded like me. I decided to risk it all and follow the source of the voice. Soon, I found a baby Siren Head trapped in the facility.
Help me!
Don't worry, I got you! Just stand still. I used my powers to break the baby out, but then Mecha 202 crashed into the room.
Target located.
He came in for a powerful strike, but the little Siren Head knocked him away with his siren powers.
I know a shortcut! Come on!
Lead the way, little man! I followed my new friend away and towards our escape. On days 40 to 43, I escaped the facility with the help of the little Siren Head. So there's another one of me? Who are you?
My name is Sunny. There were actually a lot more of us before the military came.
As he began to recount his story, his words were so vivid I could clearly see it.
I used to live in a civilization of Siren Heads with my mom and dad. It was so peaceful. We all lived in harmony with one another, sharing food, supplies, and enjoying our lives. But it all changed when one day the military found our home. They were so terrified when they saw us that they tore apart everything. They killed my family and the rest of our people. Since I was small, they left me alive, deciding to capture me instead for research. The things that I've been through were unspeakable. I've been trapped in that base ever since. Since they never thought I would escape, they often talked about plans in front of me. They're working on something big, something called the ultimate weapon. I didn't get to see it with my own eyes, but I know it's something strong enough to kill every monster in this world.
Sunny hopped up and down angrily.
We have to do something about it before they kill us all.
Then let's make a team. Together we'll stop them before it's too late.
Thank you, Max. Maybe we can find clues back at home. Let's go.
I followed Sunny all the way back to his home, only to find it still in ruin from the military attack. To think that there used to be more of me. What a tragedy this is.
It's all right. We've got each other.
As we looked around, something felt off. Something is watching us.
What do you mean?
Sunny, get back! My friend leapt back, and just in time. Househead smashed down before the both of us, right where Sunny had been standing.
Keen senses. I would expect nothing less from my greatest rival.
On days 44 to 46, I was face to face with Househead.
You thought you could escape, but anyone who passes onto my turf must die.
I dodged the ranged attack he threw at me, trying to get him to come to his senses. This is bigger than the both of us. We should join our forces and take out the military. They're the real enemy.
Military? I don't care about them. All I care about is killing you.
With a roar, Househead lunged at me and Sunny. Guess we're doing this. Watch out! I attempted to use my powers to fend him off, but unfortunately, he was just too strong to keep away for long.
What's wrong? Is that all you've got?
Just as I thought I was done for, Sunny called out to me.
Siren Head, over here!
I followed my ally, who with the push of a button revealed a secret passage.
Through here, hurry!
The two of us escaped through the passage before Househead could kill us both. Thanks to Sunny, we escaped in one piece. As we returned to the surface though, the terrifying mech from day one slammed down to the earth. With a whir, it pointed its weapons at me.
By order of the military, you are both under arrest.
On days 47 to 50, I was face to face with the Mecha Ace. I wasn't going to go down without a fight though. I used my powers to clash with the mech, the two of us exchanging powerful blows. With a roar, he landed a large attack on me, but I stood my ground, eating through the damage. I used a Siren Scream attack, dazing him and then landing a powerful blow on his body.
You little...
I was much stronger than I was on day one. The two of us were neck and neck.
I won't let you interfere with my objective.
In a surprising move, the Mecha Ace turned his sights on Sunny instead. He began to charge a powerful attack. There was no time to think. No! As the blast fired, I took the hit instead, defending my ally. The blow sent me tumbling backwards and I crashed into a wall, where debris rained down over me, damaging me further.
Siren Head!
Run, Sunny, before it's too late! Sunny fled, not wanting my sacrifice to be in vain. Mecha Ace approached me victoriously.
My creators will be delighted to study you.
On days 51 to 54, I woke up in a military lab where I was trapped in a glass cage. Surrounding me were other dark entities in cages, each of them looking lost and angry. Before I could fully regain my bearings, a man in a lab coat stepped forward.
Looks like Mecha Ace was able to capture another specimen.
What do you want with me?
We just want to study you, dissect you, see what makes you tick. You know how it is.
He slowly approached one of the cages on the far end. The creature inside cowered, pushing itself as far back from the doctor as it could go.
You should know by now that won't help.
He opened the first cage, slaying the creature inside in cold blood.
Oh, I see. He drops bones, ingots, and weapons. Very fascinating.
I watched in horror as he killed one creature after the next in an effort to intimidate me. First, he killed the skeleton with a burst of electricity. Next, he smashed the giant spider with a mass of anvils. Then, he drowned a fairy in a waterfall of acid. Slowly but surely, he was making his way towards my cage. I have to get out of here before I become a lab rat.
Now, don't be too hasty.
Ignoring him, I desperately looked around for something that would help me. As I peered closer, I realized the walls of my cage were glass, giving me an idea. Using my siren powers, I emitted a high-pitched frequency. I was gonna try to shatter the glass using sound.
Fool, the glass is shatterproof. You'll never break it.
Watch me! I cranked up the power to 100, emitting more sound waves than ever before. Just a little more! Suddenly, the glass exploded, freeing me.
Guards, we have a runner. Come quick!
I fled from the lab before the guards were sent to capture me. On days 55 to 57, I was chased through the military base by guards. Though I was fast, they were numerous and persistent in their chase. No matter what hallway I turned down, they followed right on my heels, shooting their guns all the while. I won't be a science experiment! I turned another corner desperately, running as fast as my legs could take me.
Halt! Surrender or die!
The soldier took out a strange device and activated it. All of a sudden, heavy doors slammed down in the path before me, barring my way. As if I'm gonna let that stop me. With a roar, I burst right through the reinforced doors and was able to continue on running.
He's a monster!
And proud of it! As I sprinted onwards, I realized the hallways were more of an endless maze than I had time for. There was no way I could find a way out. Not if I went the normal way. I'll make my own way out of this. I used my powers to break down the walls, trying to find a new way out. Finally, I arrived inside of a room with a computer terminal. Come on, the way out has to be in here somewhere. As I searched, I found a folder marked Ultimate Weapon and took a closer look. Built with the strongest materials, this mech will terrorize any creature who dares to mess with the military. It will be finished in 100 days. Oh no, if I can't stop the military by day 100, we'll be done for. Suddenly, the screen powered off. I had a feeling that something was watching me. Do they know I'm here?
No, but I do.
Suddenly, a terrifying skeleton entity emerged from the screen. I tried to fight it off, but he dragged me in, pulling me into an entirely new realm. On days 58 to 61, I appeared inside of a new virtual realm handcrafted by my abductor. Everything was dark aside from pinpoints of light that barely illuminated the area. There were wildly colored lines that consumed the horizon. It made no sense. What's going on here?
You're in my realm now, Siren Head. You'll never escape this place.
The skeleton stepped closer, allowing me to fully take in his terrifying form. Why were you inside of a military computer?
I was spying on them to get some intel for Househead. When I saw you there, I knew it was the perfect time to strike.
Suddenly, the world around me scrambled as it was manipulated, turning it into a deadly obstacle course.
Now, let's play a game. Overcome my obstacles and fight me, or die trying.
He laughed and vanished as the ground behind me collapsed. I had to move. Now! I ran and overcame a variety of obstacles, platforming over a giant lava pit and avoiding falling debris. As I leapt from location to location, I spotted something interesting, but it flew away before I could get a better look. Did you see that? Rewatch the video at 0.25 speed and see if you can find it. After leaping to the last platform, I finally arrived at a hallway. Phew! Glad I made it out of there. The fetid king manifested in front of me.
Not bad, but the fun is only just beginning.
On days 62 to 64, I was clashing with the fetid king. He used his powerful, digitally enhanced attacks, doing his best to overwhelm me with his strength. I used my Siren Stream attacks to fight back, but as the creator of this realm, he had better mobility, making it harder for me to strike him.
I am the ruler. I am the king here. You cannot defeat me.
I wasn't having any of it, and tired of playing his games. Using my siren powers, I knocked the fetid king backwards.
You thought that would kill me?
No, but this will! I then made the loudest siren call I'd ever done, causing the roof to collapse.
What the?
The roof started to crumble and fell right onto the fetid king.
No!
He died, leaving behind an upgrade in his wake. That'll show him who's boss! In the next moment, I was transported back to the real world. I appeared back inside of the office. I didn't have time to feel relief though, as Mecha Ace was standing right before me.
You've caused enough trouble. This time I will kill you instead.
Without another word, he attacked. On days 65 to 67, I clashed with the Mecha Ace in my final struggle for freedom. He used his fire gun attacks, but I was armed with brand new powers. I put up a tough fight, striking back. I used my fresh abilities to overwhelm him, showing him the true strength of my might.
What? This can't be!
Don't underestimate the power of Siren Head. I struck him down with one final blow. He collapsed, dead. I wasn't out of the woods yet though. I could hear footsteps quickly approaching. They won't stop coming. How am I supposed to escape? Just when I turned to brace myself, a familiar voice echoed through the room.
Siren Head, over here!
Suddenly, a passage opened up, revealing Sunny. You came back for me!
Of course! We're a team after all! Now hurry up before those guards find us!
I escaped through the passageway with Sunny. On days 68 to 72, I regrouped with Sunny in a safe spot, far away from the military base. Thanks for coming back for me.
I wouldn't have been able to if you didn't sacrifice yourself back there. I owed you. Also, I have some good news.
Sunny stepped forward and tossed me a map. I stepped forward and picked it up, closely examining it. What's this?
It's a lead to find a way to get stronger than Househead. If he won't back down, then we need to be prepared to take him on.
I'll check it out. You stay here and make sure the military isn't on our trail.
You got it.
The two of us parted ways. I followed the map for a while, passing through different areas and making sure to stay healthy along the way. While traveling to get to the other parts of the map, I ran into a long path. This is kind of strange to have in the middle of a snowy forest. Where does it lead to? I started to walk down the path, and in the distance, I saw a pedestal with another upgrade. That's the money! I started to rush towards the upgrade as fast as my long legs could move. However, once I got close to the upgrade, it vanished like a mirage. What kind of trickery is this? Just then, a cage formed around me. I had nowhere to go and could barely move around. Dang it! A trap! Bamboozled again.
You are as clever as they say you are.
Who are you?
I have been called by many names, but most call me the Collector.
Like from Guardians of the Galaxy?
If you wish to compare me to such trivial characters, go ahead. It makes no difference to me. Now that I have you, my collection will be even grander.
I don't have time for this. I tried to use my siren calls to break free from the confines of the cage. However, the barrier didn't budge. There was something special about it.
I anticipated you trying to escape. That is why I had this cage made to be vibration-proof.
You've really done your research, haven't you?
Not only that, but I have been watching you for a while now, keeping tabs and planning my capture precisely. I don't make mistakes.
That's kinda creepy, my guy.
Let me remind you about the last time you escaped, when you were with my doctor friend. His failure was only a learning experience for me.
How did that go again? I thought back on how that interaction ended. I have to get out of here before I become a lab rat!
Now, don't be too hasty.
Ignoring him, I desperately looked around for something that would help me. As I peered closer, I realized the walls of my cage were glass, giving me an idea. Using my siren powers, I emitted a high-pitched frequency. I was gonna try to shatter the glass using sound.
Fool, the glass is shatterproof. You'll never break it.
Watch me! I cranked up the power to 100, emitting more sound waves than ever before. Just a little more! Suddenly, the glass exploded, freeing me.
Guards, we have a runner. Come quick!
I fled from the lab before the guards were sent to capture me. As I finished remembering how I escaped the doctor, I had a brilliant idea. You said this cage was vibration-proof, right? Wouldn't that make it more susceptible to being shattered?
What do you mean? That isn't how that works. Or is it? Wait!
I wasted no time and used all of my physical strength to hit the wall as hard as I could, making them crumble into tiny little pieces. Looks like you need to take more science classes.
Magnificent! You are even more clever than I expected!
I rushed off before the collector could try any new tricks. I wasn't gonna spend any more time with that guy.
Mark my words! I will get my prize!
Finally, I arrived at a cabin in the woods. It looked like it had been torn apart by Househead. Let's see what he's got lying around here. I dug through the rubble, but as I did, I happened to spot a special military android also roaming the area. I quickly camouflaged, allowing me to not be seen for now. That was a close one.
There was definitely monster activity here. I better make sure nothing is still lurking in the shadows.
The special android scoured the area, but I held my position steady. If I stayed still, there was no way she would spot me. We just lost these guys. I can't afford to get caught again. I waited for my chance to escape. As soon as I saw an opening, I scampered off and laid low as I continued my investigation. On days 73 to 75, I continued my search as the android hovered around the area. Quietly now. Just then, a chicken passed by, making a lot of noise.
Eliminate.
She spun around and zapped the chicken, killing it in a single blow. I definitely don't want to get spotted by her. Just have to stay quiet. After a bit more searching, I managed to find a piece of map titled Warehouse, at last giving me the lead I was looking for. The next upgrade must be on this map, but I need the other piece. I better get on that quick. I turned to leave the area when all of a sudden, I realized a random player was standing before me in shock.
Oh my god! Siren Head is real!
He leapt up and down, waving his hands in the air wildly and making too much noise. Shh! As fast as I could, I knocked him into the shadows just as the android passed us by. I turned back to him angrily. How dare a small human nearly compromise me like that? What do you want? I'll kill you right now!
No, wait! I'm a huge fan of Minecraft secrets! Please, let me take a picture or...
That's it. Nope, you're dying.
Wait! I saw what you were looking at! I can help you get the other half of the map!
Is that true?
Absolutely!
Feels like there might be a catch.
Well, it's not every day that you meet Siren Head. Please, I just need your help.
Oh yeah?
Just come with me, Mr. Siren Head, sir.
Huh, fine, but stay quiet. That android cannot see us. Carefully, I followed the strange player in hopes of restoring my map. On days 76 to 79, I arrived at a treehouse where the nerdy player's friends were being picked on by a bully. The bully seemed particularly mean and punched the other players back as he laughed at them.
Hey man, this isn't cool.
You all are a bunch of jokes. I can't believe you believe this stuff.
Come on, give me back my book.
Nah, I'd rather see how warm the fire can get first.
Wait, no!
He burned it in the campfire in the room. This is the problem you wanted my help with? Seems pretty mundane for a guy like me.
Yes, just give that guy a good scare and the map is yours.
Fine, I like any excuse to scare someone away. The nerdy player went up to his friends as I hid behind a tree.
Guys, you're never gonna believe this. I found Siren Head.
Yeah, right, and I found a flying pig.
No, really, it's true. It's...
Suddenly, I appeared behind the bully. Boo.
Ah!
The bully fainted from the scare. Unfortunately, so did the nerd's friends. Enough messing around. Give me the map piece.
Sure. Here you go.
I restored my map, but before I could follow it, the android arrived.
Target spotted. Prepare to be eliminated.
The kids woke up and ran, leaving me alone with the enemy. I braced myself as the battle began. On days 80 to 83, I was locked in battle with the android. Get back! I used my new powers, doing my best to fend her off. She fought back with her devastating android attacks, striking over and over again relentlessly. She was powerful for sure, and armed with abilities that I had never seen before. She was able to damage me greatly. I withstood it though, firing back my own powers as I tried to match her the best that I could.
You are the Siren Head that has been causing so much trouble. You must be exterminated now.
We'll see about that. I used my radio powers to stun her mechanical body, allowing me to land a clean hit. She countered with an attack of her own. As I was fighting, I spotted something interesting, but it was destroyed in the crossfire. Did you see that? Rewatch the video at 0.25 speed and try to find it. I used my attacks to finally leave her on the ropes.
No!
Send this message to the military. The monsters are fighting back.
I can't wait for the day that you fail. My only regret is that I won't be around to see it.
In your dreams. With one last strike, I killed her. There's no more distractions. Watch out, Househead. I'm coming for that upgrade. Path clear, I followed my completed warehouse map. On days 84 to 86, I arrived at the warehouse, only to find it eerily quiet. This isn't right. Househead wouldn't leave this place empty. I roamed the halls of the warehouse, looking around. Suddenly, Anxious Dog walked by my path, forcing me to take cover and hide.
I smell something strange.
Looks like Househead was prepared. I can't pass as long as that monster is here. As I looked around, I spotted a radio, giving me an idea. This better work. I used my powers to have it broadcast strange frequencies.
Huh? What's that?
I thought it was working, when all of a sudden, Anxious Dog whirled around. It backfired.
Radio, Siren Head is close.
What? I thought that would work. Before I could react, Anxious Dog caught up to me at lightning speed.
Die, intruder!
He attacked me, forcing me out of the warehouse and into the surrounding forest. I couldn't shake him off. As we ran, I realized he was far faster than I was, managing to hit me with stab attacks. If I can't get that next upgrade, I'll be done for. On days 87 to 89, Anxious Dog was chasing me through the woods. I spotted some spider webs, giving me an idea. Over here, dog breath.
Hey, you can't call me that.
As he dashed forward, I sprinted away in the direction of the spiderwebs. Dog breath! Dog breath! As he charged at me, I leapt out of the way. He was unable to stop his momentum and crashed into the spiderwebs. Sucks to lose, dog breath.
Do you really think this will stop me? I'll break out of here.
I just needed to buy some time. As he struggled, I hurried back into the warehouse and searched the place as fast as I could. Come on, it has to be in here somewhere. In the next few moments, I managed to find the next upgrade. Quickly, I grabbed it, gaining 5 more hearts, growing larger, and obtaining brand new powers. I was just in time as Anxious Dog broke into the room. He had managed to escape my trap.
All enemies will fall to Househead's power.
I lunged at him, fighting him with my new powers. We were evenly matched now. With a roar, he used his acidic spit attacks to damage me, but I was far too strong for it to heavily affect me. I struck back with my new Fang powers until I finally overwhelmed him.
No!
Upon his death, he dropped a map to Househead's base. I could get more intel on Househead with this. I better check it out. As I began to travel, I noticed that the map first led me through an odd location. With no choice, I continued on. Unfortunately for me, at that point, I had no idea that I was being followed. At last, I broke through the forest and reached the landmark on the map that I would have to pass through. As I looked around, it was a lot stranger than I had initially expected it to be. It seemed to be some sort of open-air taxonomy museum. There were various creatures that I had never seen before. The closer I looked, however, the more unnerved I became. Hang on a second. Is this what I think it is? Before I could investigate further, I was suddenly struck from behind. The blow left me dazed and confused, and my vision blurred in and out as a strange figure stepped before me.
Welcome to my trophy room, Siren Head. So glad you could make it here. Though, I didn't realize you would come here on your own accord.
I know that voice from somewhere. As my vision refocused, the familiar form of the Collector became apparent. Ugh, not you again.
Yes, me indeed. But this time, I will take my prize.
The Collector's form began to twist and shift as he morphed into something truly terrible. What is this?
I told you, Siren Head. I always get my way eventually.
Before I could react, the Collector surged forward.
You're mine!
I narrowly ducked out of the way of his first attack. This guy is completely bonkers!
No, not bonkers, just passionate about my craft. Now, stay still!
He swung again, but this time I held my ground and used a sonic scream attack. The sound wave sent him flying backwards, putting some distance between us. As if! Keep your distance! The Collector launched another series of attacks. Each blast felt like it was more powerful than the previous one. It seemed the longer he stayed in this form, the stronger he became. I countered with another shriek. It was starting to get hairy. His attacks were strong, and I couldn't keep shielding forever.
Amazing, Siren Head, but how long can you keep this up? Take this!
He continued to strike me with a barrage of attacks. I had to think of a plan, quickly. Suddenly, I spotted an open trophy case at the edge of the rest of them. An idea struck me. Hey, over here, loser! Enraged, he followed me, and right into the spot I needed him. With one powerful attack, I sent him flying into the case. As he was knocked in, the glass casing shut, sealing him in his own trophy case. No matter what attack he sent flying at the glass, it didn't shatter. Now, stay put!
I'll get you yet, Siren Head! Mark my words!
I ignored him as I marched onward. I had somewhere more important to be, and the Collector wouldn't be bothering me again anytime soon. On days 90 through 92, I arrived at the location on the map and found Cartoon Cat and Househead talking in private. What are they talking about? I moved in closer and used my radio signals to listen in on their conversation.
Siren Head has been a real pain in our side. Why didn't you just kill him when you had the chance?
I'm sorry, sir. He got that upgrade and I just...
Househead cut him off, lashing out at a nearby pillar and destroying it. Cartoon Cat recoiled, inching away from Househead.
Ah!
Enough with the excuses. I'm tired of failure. This time I'm going to kill him for good, and I'm going to use this.
Househead revealed a strange weapon that looked a bit like a large pointed staff.
Huh? What is that?
Househead shook his head, staring at the new weapon with awe and hunger.
This is my newest weapon. It can fuse with dark creatures, and when it does, it makes them unstoppable. Not even Siren Head will be able to stop them, and you will be my first test subject.
Slowly, he stepped forward towards Cartoon Cat, who recoiled in fear.
Wait, what?
Before Cartoon Cat could get away, Househead activated the weapon. It transmogrified Cartoon Cat back into a monster, but this time even bigger and stronger than before.
Yes, it worked!
I'll kill him at any cost, Master.
Good. Now we just need the right bait. Good thing you captured this little stain.
Househead turned and revealed a cage holding Sunny.
You won't get away with this!
I couldn't help myself and shouted out to my friend, "No, not Sunny!"
Max, don't worry about me. It's okay.
No, it's not! My rage began to boil over, and I couldn't hold it in any longer. I rushed forward and began to attack, using every ability that I had in my arsenal. Sunny didn't deserve this. Let him go! Househead laughed victoriously.
Siren Head, just as I expected. Looks like it's finally time for the fun to begin.
It sure is, boss.
Just then, the monstrous Cartoon Cat lunged at me. On days 93 to 95, I was clashing with Cartoon Cat. The two of us were going back and forth as Househead watched on in delight. She'll pay for this, Househead!
Will I now?
In fury, I attacked Househead, but Cartoon Cat interrupted it.
Go on ahead, sir. I'll deal with this pest.
Very well.
He left, and before I could chase him down, Cartoon Cat continued attacking me. I tried to take him down, but with the power of the new weapon, he was far too powerful to beat. He hit me with blast after blast, pushing me backward despite my best efforts. I pushed forward as best as I could, not wanting to back down. But things quickly took a turn for the worse. Finally, he struck me again, sending me reeling. As I tried to regain my bearings, he slung forward, looming over me.
This is the end for you, Siren Head.
He hit me with a violent blast attack, blasting me into another cage. What are you gonna do with us?
Make you pay for your crimes against Househead with your lives.
To my horror, a pit of lava opened underneath us. We were going to be dropped in.
I think I'll start with your beloved Sunny so you can watch every single moment.
The cage bottom opened under Sunny, causing him to drop. On days 96 to 98, Sunny was falling into the lava. No! I thought Sunny was done for, but to my surprise, he saved himself by clutching with a block.
I'm not done yet. Take this, scary cat.
He used a shockwave attack, sending Cartoon Cat back.
How could a creature like you manage to do that?
I can do anything when Max is around.
Now was my chance to strike. This isn't over yet, Cartoon Cat. With my enemy stunned, I broke out of my cage and leapt in for round 2.
Ugh, I should have expected something like this from you.
I fought with Cartoon Cat once again, using my fang attacks on him. As I was fighting, I spotted something interesting, but it jumped into the lava pit. Did you find all the Easter eggs? Be sure to rewatch the video and see if you can spot them all. The Cartoon Cat struck again with his explosive bomb attacks, but unlike last time, I had a plan. Sunny, now! Just when Cartoon Cat least expected it, Sunny jumped out of the pit and rushed behind the cat. He then used his shockwave one more time. The blast sent Cartoon Cat tumbling into his own lava trap.
Wait, what? No!
My foe burned up, leaving nothing but an upgrade in his wake. I had defeated him. Another one bites the dust. I grabbed the upgrade before it could also burn. I gained 5 more hearts, grew even larger, and gained new explosive bomb power from the Cartoon Cat.
We can't let Househead get away. Let me come with you.
No, it's too dangerous. I'll take care of him.
But Max, I want to help.
No, this is my fight. I can't risk you coming along. I'll be too worried about you the whole time, and I don't want you to get hurt. You're the only other one of my kind left.
Okay, Max, I understand. Remember what I told you about my home? I used to live in a civilization of Siren Heads with my mom and dad. It was so peaceful. We all lived in harmony with one another, sharing food, supplies, and enjoying our lives. But it all changed when one day the military found our home. They were so terrified when they saw us that they tore apart everything. They killed my family and the rest of our people. Since I was small, they left me alive, deciding to capture me instead for research. The things that I've been through are unspeakable. I've been trapped in that base ever since. Since they never thought I would escape, they often talked about plans in front of me. They're working on something big, something called the ultimate weapon. I didn't get to see it with my own eyes, but I know it's something strong enough to kill every monster in this world.
I do.
Get revenge for me. And don't forget about that ultimate weapon. Stay safe, Max.
I will. Thank you for everything, Sonny. He and I parted ways. I had to find Househead. His hunt for me and our rivalry would end here. While traveling, I accidentally stepped on a pressure plate and a giant dirt cage dropped down on top of me. I was completely vulnerable.
Gotcha! Ha ha ha! You really thought you could stop me? You've just stepped into my ultimate containment trap. Reinforced steel, triple locked, lined with cryptid-proof padding, and...
You made it out of dirt.
It worked, did it not?
For like 4 seconds. I smashed the trap effortlessly, breaking out.
Impossible! That was military-grade containment tech. I guess I will just have to finish you off myself. Even if I accidentally kill you, your heads will still make a great intercom system. Think of the possibilities!
Just then, the Collector rushed to me and launched multiple fire attacks, but I was able to tank the damage. I returned the favor with siren attacks of my own. We were evenly matched.
Oh my, you have gotten so much stronger. Your value keeps getting better and better. You will be the centerpiece to the finest collection anyone has ever seen.
I won't let that happen. I'll finish you here and now. I ran back in, launching a volley of lightning attacks. I was finally getting the upper hand. I powered up my siren attack and launched him away, stunning him. It's over, Collector. Your obsession ends here. Siren Head isn't a trophy, and the world isn't your freaking display shelf.
No, you can't do this! I was one cryptid away from greatness!
The only thing you're collecting now are L's. Without a moment to lose, I use my siren powers to finish them off once and for all. Finally, that guy's out of the way. Now to go find Househead. I continue traveling to complete my destiny. On day 99, I finally caught up to Househead as he came up to some sort of corrupt battlefield. He seemed angered to see me.
Cartoon Cat failed again!
Looks like you've been underestimating me.
No, clearly my followers are just incompetent. You might have killed them, but I'm on another level.
It's not too late to stop this. The military's ultimate weapon is nearly complete. We can work together.
I would never work with the likes of you. It's time to do what I should have from the very beginning.
Enraged, he attacked me. The final battle had finally arrived. I clashed with Househead, exchanging him blow for blow. He used his ray attacks on me, but I withstood each hit. I fought back with my fang and electric attacks, but thanks to my upgrades, I was stronger than ever before.
Upgrades or not, I'll defeat you!
He came after me with another ray attack, forcing me to unleash my ultimate power. As the smoke cleared, he was left weak. Any last words? Suddenly, a missile attack eliminated him. I turned around and realized that the military had arrived with an all-new mech.
The ultimate weapon has been completed. All monsters will die by my hand.
I braced myself as the final battle truly began. On day 100, I was fighting against the ultimate weapon. They used their brutal attacks on me, and I bore through it the best that I could. I fought back with all the powers that I'd accumulated over the course of my journey. This ends here! Their armor resisted my attacks, being perfectly crafted to deal with monsters like me. I struck again and again, not willing to give up. I had come too far to back down from such a trivial thing. Let's see how strong you are without communication. I used my radio powers to turn their radios to static.
I don't need orders to stop you.
He scooped me up with his massive arms and threw me into the air. I swung back just as hard, using an attack to finally overwhelm him. Any last words?
You should keep your eyes on the skies.
Suddenly, a plane came barreling down towards us both. What? That'll kill you too!
Anything to take you down, scum.
I couldn't escape. The plane crashed into us both, engulfing us in flames. Instead of dying, something completely uncalled for happened. I mutated into an entirely new entity. This journey has only just begun. I was then teleported away to another land. On day 101, I emerged from the rubble as a baby-infected creature with a never-ending desire for radiation. Must consume more power! I began my rampage on the city, infecting civilians and destroying anything that dared to cross me. As I attacked, I grew larger over time, slowly becoming an even bigger threat to the world. All will bow down to me! I continued my onslaught until suddenly a flurry of bullets were fired into me. I turned and realized that the government military had arrived to stop my attack.
This is the aviation complex industry. Surrender, beast!
Make me! I began to fight back against the officers who tried their best to mow me down with their bullets. Luckily, my fleshy body protected me like armor.
Fire the missiles! Now!
The military brought out the big guns and began to rain down artillery fire onto me from the sky above. The flames burned through my skin for massive damage. As a baby, I couldn't withstand the attacks. I was forced to run as the bombs continued to fire downwards. On day 102, I was being chased throughout the city by the military forces. Bombs fell around me while a tank fired explosive shells as I ran. I did my best to dodge them, but I couldn't keep up this pace forever. I booked a hard left turn and scrambled into some kind of nuclear power plant for cover, leaving the tank behind. Upon entering, I noticed there was a vat of nuclear waste standing before me. The officers closed in from behind. I was trapped.
Nowhere to run.
That's what you think. Without warning, I jumped into the vat of waste, causing my body to transform. I grew much larger in size, gained 5 more hearts, and even more crushing strength. The guards ran in fear as I used my new abilities to blast down the walls of the power plant along with the surrounding military forces. If I can gather more nuclear energy, I'll be unstoppable.
Mayday! Mayday! We need backup now! Bring in the special forces!
The remaining troops fled the area and the ground began to tremble beneath my feet. Big, heavy footsteps approached my location. I turned and found that the military had released their secret weapon. It was the king of the monsters, Godzilla. I braced myself as the radioactive kaiju lunged forward, getting ready to attack me. On day 103, I was clashing with Godzilla in an epic radioactive monster brawl. He was using his atomic breath to melt me down, and I did my best to avoid the blasts. Eventually, I ran out of places to evade and got pelted by the blast, sending me back. Ugh, this guy is tough. I'll need to become stronger if I want to withstand his attacks. I tried to unleash my infected abilities in an attempt to take the beast down, but it was clear that his nuclear power outmatched mine greatly.
You will return to the Earth where you belong.
You'll have to make me.
As you wish.
Godzilla hit me with another atomic breath attack, causing me to take big damage. I returned the favor with my own beam attack, but he was so powerful he didn't even flinch.
You have much to learn.
He started walking up to me menacingly. I had to escape and find cover if I wanted to survive. Before he could blast me again, I slipped away and hid behind a nearby building to think of a new plan. He's definitely too strong for me to face right now. Just then, Godzilla closed in on my location.
Come out, little one. Face me in battle.
Godzilla began using his power to melt buildings to try and find me.
Godzilla, we want to reduce civilian casualties as much as possible. Stop destroying the city buildings.
Step aside, human. I don't tell you how to do your job.
Godzilla ignored the officer and continued to blast buildings in an attempt to locate me. I need to get out of this city or I'm toast. I quickly retreated outside the city limits and into a cave where I could hide underground. It wasn't long until Godzilla quickly found my hiding spot and waited at the entrance.
You won't get away that easily.
The kaiju roared, unleashing his power onto the land. Without warning, purple crystals sprouted up all over the cave, causing me to feel weaker and weaker. My energy, I feel it draining. It has to be the crystals. I tried to shatter the crystals, but they kept growing back. Instead, I continued to run forward as my body grew weaker and weaker. This is bad. I might not make it. On days 104 through 107, I was about to succumb to my wounds when I spotted a human hidden in the cave with me.
Man, sure is nice to finally get out of the house, huh? What the heck is that?
Now's my chance! Food!
Stay back, you freaky beast! Ah!
I took the opportunity to strike before they could run, infecting them with my virus. The human transformed into a terrifying Vitrin. Help me out of here, now! The Vitrin obeyed my command and smashed open a wall nearby with his powers, allowing us both to escape the clutches of Godzilla for now. Not bad. From now on, you'll be called Vito.
Anything for you, sir. In fact, I think I know where we can restore the radioactive energy Godzilla stole from you.
Really? How would you know that? I only just infected you.
Not sure. It's just a feeling I have. I can sense the power you need emitting from a place not far from here.
Well, alright. I won't question that logic. Lead the way. I followed Vito across the lands into another part of the city. As we got closer, I realized that it was completely covered in ice. Even the ocean was frozen solid. It seemed odd, spot, but I was too focused on our new task.
The radioactive energy is close by. Can you feel it?
I do. I can almost taste it. Too bad it's across this frozen wasteland. What happened here?
It doesn't seem to be a natural occurrence. We better be careful. Come on.
Vito and I entered the frozen city, and before we could find the radiation, Vito was frozen solid by a frosty beam. I turned and found the icy kaiju Shimo standing before us.
Your reign of terror ends here, creature!
Without warning, the ice-cold beast attacked. On days 108 through 110, I navigated around the icy city as Shimo fired beams of ice at me.
Stop moving so I can end you!
I ran behind a frozen building to take cover as Shimo continued to hunt me down. Who are you anyway?
Just a follower of the mighty Godzilla. If he wishes to have you wiped from this earth, then so be it!
Shimo tried to attack me in my previous hiding spot, but I was already on the move.
Hey, get back here!
She tried to freeze me in place, but I was able to avoid her attacks while still traversing the slippery ice. Unfortunately, I was soon met with a deadly chasm in front of me. Oh no, it's either get eaten or jump across. I guess I'm jumping. I platformed over the pit, doing my best not to slide to my demise. I can't fall here. My reign is just beginning. Thankfully, I made it to the other side where I found the source of radiation Vito and I had been seeking out. I dipped my body in the vat of radiation, becoming even stronger than I was before. Thanks to the radiation, I now had a new radiation glob attack. My power is restored. I need to hurry and get back to Vito.
You won't escape!
Shimo tried to hit me with her icy laser attacks, but I dodged and was able to counter with my new powers, stunning her and buying me some time to escape. I returned to Vito and thawed him out with my new radioactive glob attack.
Whoa, I thought I was a goner. Thank you, sir.
Thank me later. Let's move, now! Vito and I ran off to find a place to take cover before Shimo had the chance to attack again. On days 111 through 114, Vito and I were hiding as the military searched the area for us. We better lay low. If we're spotted, who knows what they'll send at us next? We stealthed around the buildings as officers continued to scour the area. Unfortunately, we made a misstep, causing us to be spotted. Luckily, Vito was able to create a wall of flesh blocking their line of sight.
The creatures are too quick! Resort to Plan B!
Suddenly, bombs rained from above. If they can't find us, they're gonna level this whole area. Vito and I ran for our lives as explosions went off behind us. During the heated chase, I spotted an interesting creature, but I didn't have time to take a closer look. Did you see that? There are loads of other awesome Easter eggs hidden throughout the video. Try to find them all. The two of us made it out of the explosive blast before we were toast, only to find a map on the ground. I then picked it up to see where it led. Nuclear power plant? That'll give me the boost I need to get out of this mess. Just then, bullets flew in our direction. We had been found by a nearby military drone.
Threats detected. Calling reinforcements.
On days 115 through 117, we had been located by the military and were awaiting our fate. Oh no! That drone is giving away our position! We gotta keep moving. I was getting ready to run until Vito intervened.
Wait, I'll hold off the incoming reinforcements. You go to the power plant. That'll give you some time to power up.
I listened to my ally and left the area, following my map as a guide.
Main threat is escaping. Following in pursuit.
Hey, come back here!
The military drone continued to follow me instead and began dropping missiles down at me from above. I knew at this rate I would be killed unless I found a faster way to the power plant. Just then, I spotted a nearby train tunnel, giving me an idea. I jumped down and ran towards the tunnel with the drone in hot pursuit. Hey drone, shoot your missiles down here, why don't ya?
Target locked. Firing missiles.
The drone took the bait and I ran into the tunnel. The drone's missiles then made impact with the tunnel entrance, causing it to crumble and giving me the opportunity to escape.
Target lost. Finding alternate route.
The drone flew off and I made my way down the train's tunnel system. Soon, I made it to the other side of the tunnel and arrived at the entrance of the second nuclear power plant. Sweet power will soon be mine! Just then, the military drone swooped in to stop me.
Target relocated.
Not you again! Get out of my way! I then used my infected beam power to fry the drone, destroying it in a single blow. Wow, I'm stronger than I thought. Suddenly, a military-grade mech dropped down in front of me, stopping me in my tracks. Who the heck are you?
I've been summoned to destroy a monstrous threat. You must be the threat. Prepare to die.
The mech charged forward, engaging in lethal combat. On days 118 through 121, I clashed with the mech, trying to fight my way into the nuclear power plant. It unleashed powerful missile attacks, specifically designed to fight monsters like me. I did my best to fight back using my radiation attacks, but without the radiation boost I needed, I couldn't break through its armor.
It's no use. I was built to stomp out scum like you. I am unstoppable.
Then I'll just have to get stronger. I hit the enemy with a surprise beam attack, pushing them towards the power plant. Soon enough, I caused them to smash through the walls of the nuclear plant, which revealed a path that led directly towards the waste inside. Before the mech could recover, I rushed towards my prize and transformed into an even more powerful state. I grew bigger in size and gained razor-sharp teeth. I now had 5 more hearts and even more powers.
No! No! What have you done?
You're mine now! I began my approach towards the mech as he ran and tried to call for backup.
Command! Come in, Command! The beast has increased in size and strength. I need backup!
I dropped down in front of him.
No!
And instead of destroying the mech, I used my powers to infect him. Its shiny armor transformed into flesh as it was inflicted with my deadly virus. Ha! You're mine now! Welcome to the team!
Thank you, Creator.
Before I could react, Shimo arrived on the scene and I was completely vulnerable.
You won't get away with this!
On days 122 through 125, just as I thought I was done for, my new ally jumped in front of me, tanking Shimo's attack.
Back away from my creator!
The infected mech ran in and clashed with Shimo, fighting off the kaiju in my name. While they were fighting, I saw an interesting creature scurry away in fear. Whoa, did you see that? Rewatch at 0.25 speed and let me know in the comments below. I looked back at the fight and saw that the mech I had infected was faster and stronger than ever before.
My creator has empowered me beyond my limits. You will never defeat me, monster!
You are the monster! Eat this!
Shimo blasted the infected mech with a heavy ice blast, but surprisingly, the mech was able to shake it off and continue fighting back. Whoa, I can infect more than just people. If I grow my power, I'll be unstoppable. He unleashed new powerful blood missile attacks while Shimo tried to freeze him in place.
Creator, help me defeat this beast.
Right. I started using my acid attacks to back up my ally. Shimo was being overpowered by both of our attacks, and soon enough was forced to retreat. Ha! If I can reach the remaining nuclear power plants, I'll infect the entire world! Nothing will stop me! Suddenly, a new type of military mech had arrived, equipped with a flamethrower.
Stand down, creature.
Make me!
Be careful, Creator. That mech is equipped with heavy flame weapons. Proceed with caution.
Huh? We can take this guy? Look at him! He doesn't even have a minigun! Not very intimidating.
Last chance, creature. Stand down.
Bring it on!
All right, you asked for this.
On days 126 through 128, the enemy mech raised his weapon and fired a piercing flamethrower attack at both of us. Ugh! Why didn't you tell me he had a flamethrower?
I did! You just saw it when he got here.
Alright, you did say that. Well, it's 2 versus 1. Let's kick his butt. The two of us clashed and continued to fight the mech, as he unleashed his fire powers on me and my infected ally. I thought I would be fine, but to my surprise, the flames scorched right through my fleshy armor.
Taste the power of the latest breakthrough in human technology. You creatures won't stand a chance.
Hey, fire isn't a new technology.
It might not be new, but it's definitely newly upgraded. Take this.
The flamethrower mech continued its onslaught of fire attacks, continually sending me back. Somehow, the humans had figured out my biggest weakness: fire. The flamethrower mech didn't give me another second to process before it started blasting us once again. I did my best to break through the mech's defenses, but I was barely able to scratch it. As I was getting overwhelmed, I looked around to find my ally was nowhere to be seen. What the? Where'd my mech friend go?
Looks like he left you to die. So long, freak.
I prepared myself for the end until I heard a voice call out to me.
Creator, over here! I'll protect you!
The mech I had infected beckoned me over. I quickly mustered up the last of my strength to blast the flame mech back and ran over to him, taking cover behind some nearby buildings. Thanks! I was starting to get crispy back there.
Anything for my creator. Stay here. I'll buy you some time to escape.
My infected ally then ran out of cover and in another direction, leading the flamethrower mech away from my location. Wow, he's really saving my butt right now. Time to get out of here. As soon as the coast was clear, I made a run for it. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get far as 2 more flame mechs dropped down and surrounded me.
It's over now. Surrender.
You'll have to catch me! I turned to run, but the mechs quickly set my path ablaze, leaving me with nowhere to go. I was now trapped in a ring of fire.
The aviation complex industry has big plans for you.
The mech attacked me with its fists, knocking me unconscious. On days 129 through 132, I awoke inside of an underwater facility in the middle of the ocean. I was being held in some sort of containment chamber. This place looks secure. Where am I? Just then, an aviation complex industry officer emerged from a hallway.
Looks like we finally caught you, you foul creature. It's time that we undid the mistakes left by Godzilla in the past, and that starts by putting an end to you.
What are you talking about? What do I have to do with Godzilla's past mistakes?
You don't know about how you came to be? Without Godzilla, there would be no infected sky.
What? You have some explaining to do.
I suppose since this will be your last moments, I'll tell you. Long ago when Godzilla first surfaced upon our city, he attacked, forcing us to take lethal action. As we fought, some of Godzilla's flesh fell from his body. We saw this as a blessing because it meant the beast could be hurt and even killed. Unfortunately, this supposed blessing would prove to be our greatest downfall. The fallen flesh is where you come from, creature.
But I don't understand. How did I come from that flesh?
Well, Godzilla is so deeply imbued with radiation that the flesh began to mutate. Soon you were born from the flesh of Godzilla and now learn to become monsters of your own.
So you're saying that my very creator wants me dead?
That's right. With your level of hunger and desire for power, we cannot allow you to continue to live, and neither will the other kaiju.
I deserve to live just as much as you wretched creatures. In fact, I'll take over everything if I have to. I don't care how many humans I have to kill, or how many kaijus I must take on.
Then it seems you've made yourself clear, so be it. This is where your destruction ends.
The commander activated a device, which began to drain the radiation from my body. If I didn't escape soon, I would surely die.
Bye, infected sky, and good riddance.
The commander then left the room as I struggled to survive. On days 133 through 135, I was trying to escape containment. I was using everything I had, but I just kept growing weaker. I could feel the radiation being sucked from my body, and each of my attacks weakening. I have to stop this from the source! I looked for what was draining my power, and found a machine attached to the ceiling above me. I readied myself, and used the last of my strength to destroy the machine. I think that did it! The room began to tremble as the commander ran back in to see what happened.
No, I was gone for like 5 seconds. What did you do?
He tried to run over to a nearby control panel in an attempt to fix it, but the machine exploded, killing the commander. My glass prison then shattered to pieces, and the radiation that was stolen from me powered me up, and somehow I grew even stronger. I feel great. Immediately, alarms began to ring, and an emergency protocol began.
Emergency! Emergency! Creature breach! Release Godzilla! I repeat, release Godzilla!
Before I had a second to think, I heard Godzilla's roar in the distance. Oh no, he's close. I need to find a way out of here. I thought quickly and used my powers to blow a hole into the ceiling, giving me a way out. Water filled the room through the hole I created, and I made my way through it to soon find myself in the middle of the ocean. I looked around and luckily spotted a power plant in the distance. I need to get to that power plant before the military kills me. Or worse, Godzilla catches up. I began to traverse the waters, but didn't get far before I was confronted by military battleships. I couldn't move any further as their blockade surrounded me. How am I gonna get through this? Just then, the commander of the brigade stepped forward on the ship in front of me.
Well, well, well. If it isn't the infected Sky himself, looks like you got yourself in a little pickle here.
Oh yeah? How so?
My brigade of ships are armed with the most advanced and powerful weapons the military has to offer. And if we're not able to blow you to Kingdom Come, Godzilla will be here soon to end you for good.
Give me your best shot.
Ha! I like your style. Fire at will!
They began to fire at me, and I braced myself for battle. On days 136 through 139, the day turned to night and I was fighting off the battleships of the ocean. I fired off my jet engine beam attacks, destroying chunks of the ships. They fired back with powerful shots, bombarding me with their weapons. I was doing good damage, but they were overwhelming me with their numbers. These ships are tough. I need to find a new strategy to defeat them. Just as I was starting to lose steam, I got an insane but brilliant idea. Time to see what my powers can really do. I tried using my infected powers on one of the ships, hoping to infect it. Miraculously, it worked. The ship became completely infected and began to do my bidding. Soon enough, the infected ship began to attack the other battleship by firing blood mortars and doing heavy damage. This allowed me to dash towards the power plant. When I made it inside the plant, I began to consume the toxic waste. With the nuclear power from the waste, I grew even bigger in size, gaining new powers and even more hearts. I'm one step closer to world domination. I roared into the sky, releasing a surge of electromagnetic energy. Before I could celebrate, the area shook around me. I looked up and realized a plane was falling from the sky. Oh no, that surge of energy affected the planes too. I have to run! I ran for my life as the massive plane plummeted towards me. On days 140 through 143, I was evading the planes as they crashed down from the sky around me. The airplanes created huge explosions as they hit the area, dealing big damage if I was too close. I dodged and weaved, avoiding the falling planes as much as I could. I was unable to dodge a few planes and took a whole lot of damage. Luckily, my armored flesh was enough to help me endure, and I managed to keep moving. Soon, I made my way back to the city, but when I got there, it was also completely out of power. I put the power out here too? Looks like I'm getting stronger than I expected. I better be careful, otherwise something might backfire. I began to move further into the city, when suddenly I spotted a massive mechanical beast was wrecking the skyscrapers and stomping right towards me.
Must eliminate infected threat.
The creature stomped towards me and attacked with its proton scream, forcing me to dodge out of the way. If you're a robot, how are you on? The power is out. Instead of answering me, he released another powerful proton beam right at me. I was knocked back, but I managed to spot where his energy was coming from. I realized he was fueled by Godzilla's radioactive crystals. Electricity wasn't what powered him, but radiation was. Looks like that radiation made you immune to the power outage. I guess I'll just have to take you down the old-fashioned way. I ran into battle, ready to take him down. On days 144 through 146, I was clashing in a heated battle with the Mecha Godzilla. He used his powerful attacks, causing massive damage to me. I tried to fight him back, but his sheer power overwhelmed everything I had. He was stronger than any other mech I had ever faced. As I was fighting, I spotted an interesting creature roll by, but I was too busy fighting to see what it was. Rewatch the video at 0.25 speed and see if you can spot it. I tried to hit the mecha with my strongest attacks, but nothing seemed to work. I needed to change my game plan. If you won't go down, then I'll make you join me. I used my powers to try and infect him instead, blasting him with infection. Mechagodzilla seemed stunned for a second, and I thought my idea actually worked. Just as quickly as he'd been stunned, the mecha shook off the infection. He roared. The radiation from Godzilla's power protected him. What? How did you resist infection?
You cannot infect me. I was created for one reason, to destroy the infected. I am the perfect weapon against diseases like you, as I am resistant to your attacks. You have no chance of beating me, so give up and die, scum!
He charged yet another proton scream attack, and I narrowly dodged. I managed to slip away and find some temporary cover. Why are the humans getting these crystals? I have to find the source before they make more of these superpowered mechs. Suddenly, my hiding spot was destroyed as the Mechagodzilla closed in on me. Ever heard of private space?
Your rampage ends here, creature.
On days 147 through 150, just as I thought I was done for, Vito had arrived. He ran in and infected the area around Mechagodzilla's feet, trapping him in fleshy blocks.
What is this?
Come with me before it's too late!
Vito and I escaped from where the Mechagodzilla was. Vito led me to cover, where the infected mech was waiting for us.
What was that? It was crazy powerful. I didn't know the humans had that kind of power at their disposal.
The humans are getting radioactive crystals from Godzilla somehow. We have to find the source.
Good thing you have me around.
The infected mech handed me a map.
This will take you to the cave where those gems are coming from, but you better hurry before the humans create more weapons with them to use against us.
Then there's no time to waste. I picked up the map and set off with my new lead, following the map closely. Soon, I came to the mouth of a large cave, and I could sense something strange. I was feeling radioactive power emanating from the cave, and I readied myself to enter. But before I did, I saw something strange scurry into the trees. What the? Did you see that? Make sure to rewatch the video at 0.25 speed and tell me if you saw it. After that distraction, I made my way inside and began my search. As I searched the cave, something felt off. Radioactive crystals filled the cave, but nobody seemed to be there to use them. Where is everyone? These crystals seem to be like the one I ran into last time. On day 3, I was clashing with Godzilla in an epic radioactive monster brawl. He was using his atomic breath to melt me down, and I did my best to avoid the blasts. Eventually, I ran out of places to evade and got pelted by the blast, sending me back. Ugh, this guy is tough. I'll need to become stronger if I want to withstand his attacks. I tried to unleash my infected abilities in an attempt to take the beast down, but it was clear that his nuclear power outmatched mine greatly.
You will return to the Earth where you belong.
You'll have to make me.
As you wish.
Godzilla hit me with another atomic breath attack, causing me to take big damage. I returned the favor with my own beam attack, but he was so powerful he didn't even flinch.
You have much to learn.
He started walking up to me menacingly. I had to escape and find cover if I wanted to survive. Before he could blast me again, I slipped away and hid behind a nearby building to think of a new plan. He's definitely too strong for me to face right now. Just then, Godzilla closed in on my location.
Come out, little one. Face me in battle.
Godzilla began using his power to melt buildings to try and find me.
Godzilla, we want to reduce civilian casualties as much as possible. Stop destroying the city buildings.
Step aside, human. I don't tell you how to do your job.
Godzilla ignored the officer and continued to blast buildings in an attempt to locate me. I need to get out of this city or I'm toast. I quickly retreated outside the city limits and into a cave where I could hide underground. It wasn't long until Godzilla quickly found my hiding spot and waited at the entrance.
You won't get away that easily.
The kaiju roared, unleashing his power onto the land. Without warning, purple crystals sprouted up all over the cave, causing me to feel weaker and weaker. My energy, I feel it draining. It has to be the crystals. I tried to shatter the crystals, but they kept growing back. Instead, I continued to run forward as my body grew weaker and weaker. This is bad. I might not make it. Oh no, these crystals are bad news. I gotta get out of here. I turned to leave the cave until suddenly more radioactive crystals appeared out of the ground and blocked the exit behind me. I had walked right into a trap. On days 151 through 154, I tried breaking out of the crystal trap, but they were draining my power. I was no longer strong enough. Suddenly, I realized the infected mech was standing before me.
Oh, you really are hopeless.
Hey, help me! I'm trapped!
Of course you are. I made sure you would be.
Wait, you set this up? Why would you do that? I thought I infected you to become my ally.
Because I deserve to be the ultimate life form and ruler of this world. Ever since you infected me, I realized my purpose was just to serve under you. That's why ever since that day, I've done my best to take you out of the picture. Back when we were fighting the flamethrower mechs, I acted as if I was going to defend you. But the truth is, I knew exactly what would happen that day. Creator, over here! I'll protect you.
The mech I had infected beckoned me over. I quickly mustered up the last of my strength to blast the flame mech back and ran over to him, taking cover behind some nearby buildings. Thanks! I was starting to get crispy back there.
Anything for my creator. Stay here. I'll buy you some time to escape.
My infected ally then ran out of cover and in another direction, leading the flamethrower mech away from my location. Wow, he's really saving my butt right now. Time to get out of here. As soon as the coast was clear, I made a run for it. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get far as two more flame mechs dropped down and surrounded me.
It's over now. Surrender.
You'll have to catch me! I turned to run, but the mechs quickly set my path ablaze, leaving me with nowhere to go. I was now trapped in a ring of fire.
The aviation complex industry has big plans for you.
The mech attacked me with its fists, knocking me unconscious.
I knew that waiting in that hiding spot were flamethrower mechs ready to take you down. What I didn't realize is that they wouldn't finish the job. When I discovered my plan had failed, I knew I would have to lure you in another way. So I gave you this false lead with the intention of trapping you here and taking your power for myself. Now it's time to take what is rightfully mine!
You traitor! I tried to attack him, but I couldn't get past the trap.
Nice try, but it's over now. So long, creator.
Suddenly, I began to shrink as my powers were being drained while the infected mech grew bigger in size. On days 155 through 157, the traitor mech burst through the crystal wall to finish me off. I thought I was done for, until the area outside suddenly froze over.
What the?
Shimo suddenly entered the area.
Stand down, monsters!
She unleashed her icy powers, trying to destroy both of us. The infected mech rushed in to attack Shimo, using his new powers to try and take her down. Shimo fought back. Her abilities were impressive, but she was no match for the mech.
You fool! With this stolen power, you can't stop me.
Good thing Godzilla's on my side.
Shimo then used the cave's radiation crystals to infuse herself with Godzilla's power. She began to mutate and transformed into an even stronger state.
You're done for now!
Shimo used her new powers to strike the infected mech, making him crash through the crystal trap. He didn't stand a chance against her now.
It's not supposed to end this way!
The mech made one last desperate attempt to take down Shimo, hitting her with missile attacks. Unfortunately for him, he was too weak, and his attack did almost nothing.
Is that really all you have?
Shimo then charged in and hit the mech with her sharp claws, finally destroying the traitor. She then immediately set her sights on me.
You're next.
Before I could be attacked, I managed to reabsorb my power from the dead mech, returning to normal. Shimo hit me hard, but thanks to my quick thinking, I endured the attack. I may have been able to withstand that, but I knew there was no way I could beat her. I used my powers to slow Shimo down and narrowly escaped the cave. Shimo is even stronger now. I need to get to the next power plant. Just then, I spotted smoke billowing up in the distance. Oh no, I forgot about Vito! On days 158 through 161, I followed the smoke back into the city and found Vito under attack from Mechagodzilla. He was on the ropes, and Mechagodzilla was slowly closing in for the kill. Leave my friend alone! I charged in and used my jet laser attack to knock Mecha away from Vito.
Thanks for the help.
Don't thank me too soon. Here he comes. The mechanical kaiju charged in for round 2. Luckily, Vito and I were side by side. We used our combined powers to land a heavy blow on the Mechagodzilla.
You cursed infections won't destroy me!
The mecha turned his focus to me and knocked me back with a powerful proton beam. Luckily, his attack on me left him vulnerable to Vito. Vito, get him now! Vito then used the opportunity to run behind Mechagodzilla and bite down onto his tail. Mecha shattered in pain into the sky, giving me the chance to run in and strike him with a killing blow. However, when he died, Vito absorbed Mechagodzilla's radioactive essence, growing larger and more powerful.
Hey, we did it!
Good job, Vito. But that power you got? Are you gonna betray me like the infected mech?
I would never. In fact, let me prove it to you. I'll take you to the next nuclear power plant.
Okay. Lead the way. Vito turned and led me away as I followed close behind. On days 162 through 164, we arrived at the next power plant to find it was heavily guarded by Godzilla's radioactive crystals. They completely surrounded the facility, embedded into the ground, almost like a castle moat. Shoot! Vito, the crystals are radioactive bloodsuckers. I need to get inside without those crystals absorbing my power.
Okay, let me help with that.
Using his new abilities, Vito created fleshy platforms for me to try and evade the pits of crystals. Whoa, those are kind of weird.
I can't hold them off for long, go!
I platformed over the crystals, trying to get through the moat as fast as I could. Even from this distance, I could feel the crystals trying to suck the radioactivity out of me.
Hurry, I'm losing hold!
The flesh platforms began to disappear behind me. Vito's powers were dampening. I was running out of time. I barely managed to make it across before it was too late. The second I jumped to safety, the fleshy steps shattered.
That sucked.
Thanks, Vito. Now that upgrade is as good as mine. I turned and ran off further into the plant. Suddenly, it started to snow and the sky shifted colors. Before I could react, the newly empowered Shimo arrived in the area. Holy Shimo!
There you are, you runaway! You're mine now!
Shimo charged in and I braced myself. On days 165 through 167, I clashed with radioactive Shimo. She hit me with her upgraded ice beam attacks, dealing big damage and launching me back. I ran in and fought back with my own attacks, but her strength greatly outmatched mine. We continued to clash, but I was losing steam. If I didn't find another way to win soon, this could be wraps. Ugh, I need to get to that nuclear waste. I dodged Shimo's next ice attack and rushed towards the building that held the waste. Before I entered though, Shimo created an ice wall, blocking my attack.
You can't pass! I won't let you!
She shot at me with another attack, but I managed to dodge it. I turned and blasted the ice with my radioactive beam, breaking through the ice wall. I rushed in and jumped into the pool of radiation, absorbing as much toxic waste as I could. As I sucked up more waste, I grew in size and gained more powers. It's time to show you who the stronger opponent is. I used my new strength to bust out of the building and blasted Shimo with my strongest attack yet. She was shot back and was now on the verge of death.
I won't let you destroy this world!
Doesn't look like you have much of a choice. You've already lost this battle. There's nothing you can do.
Maybe so, but I have enough power for one final attack.
Shimo used all of the strength she had left, unleashing a terrifying blizzard.
Let's see how long you can survive through the next ice age.
Without another word, Shimo died, draining all of her energy. She may be dead, but now I gotta deal with this blizzard. I need to find cover. Stat! On days 168 through 172, I returned back to Vito and we were now stuck in the next ice age left behind by Shimo. As long as this storm continues, there's no way we can stop Godzilla in the military.
Then we just have to spread out more radiation. With that power, we can thaw out the ice age for good.
Good idea. Let's look for the next nuclear power plant. We began traveling through the snow and were forced to traverse through the deadly winter. While walking through the blizzard, I thought I spotted a dancing Godzilla, but I couldn't make it out. Did you see that? Rewatch the video at 0.25 speed and comment below if you saw it. As we traveled, strange ice reptiles emerged from the snow.
What are these things?
All will fall to Shimo's might.
The reptiles approached us, getting ready to attack. I think Shimo's power mixed with the snow and created monsters. We have to fight! We readied ourselves and prepared to fight back. On days 173 through 175, I was locked in an intense battle with the ice reptiles. They came after me with their icy claw attacks and tried to take us down. We were able to counter almost all of their attacks, but they were tough opponents.
Shimo will live on forever.
But she's literally dead. She can't live forever.
That's not what I meant. Like she'll live on in spirit, like in our hearts.
Oh, okay, I see. For Shimo!
For Shimo!
The lizards ran after me, using more of their ice attacks. Luckily, Vito was able to strike them with a heavy attack, leaving them heavily injured. Thanks, Vito. My turn now. I turned and finished off the reptiles, but I soon realized we had another problem on our hands. I think we're lost. We kept walking through the blizzard until we found a building that Vito recognized.
Wait, I think I recognize this building. I remember now.
Vito approached the building and began to reminisce.
Before I was infected, I used to work at the nuclear power plant in the city until one day I had a horrible accident at work. I wasn't paying attention and slipped into a vat of nuclear waste. I was taken to this hospital in a critical state. The doctor said they couldn't do anything for me. I would have to spend the rest of my life in constant pain and agony. I lost everything. My job, my family. I had nothing to live for. I was a beggar on the streets of the city. I spent years hating the power plant up until the moment you infected me.
On days 4 through 7, I was about to succumb to my wounds when I spotted a human hidden in the cave with me.
Man, sure is nice to finally get out of the house, huh? What the heck is that?
Now's my chance! Food!
Stay back, you freaky beast! Ah!
I took the opportunity to strike before they could run, infecting them with my virus. The human transformed into a terrifying Vitrin. Help me out of here, now! The Vitrin obeyed my command and smashed open a wall nearby with his powers, allowing us both to escape the clutches of Godzilla for now. Not bad. From now on, you'll be called Vito.
Anything for you, sir. In fact, I think I know where we can restore the radioactive energy Godzilla stole from you. After you infected me, I finally felt free. My pain was finally gone thanks to you. I know where the power plant is, and now I want to destroy it more than ever. Let's make them pay for all the pain they caused me.
Lead the way, Vito. On days 176 through 179, we arrived at the power plant with Vito's help, only to find that the perimeter had been secured. I tried to break through by force, but it didn't budge.
They locked this place up since the last time I was here. I think the only way through is through this gate.
Suddenly, a kaiju stone popped out of my inventory and reacted to the gate. I grabbed it and placed it on one of the pedestals, causing it to glow. I must have picked this up when I defeated Shimu. This must be a puzzle. If we can find the other 4 kaiju stones, the gate will open.
Then let's split up. See you in a bit.
We went our separate ways and began searching. After some searching, I found a bottomless pit with icy platforms leading to the first stone. I then leapt from one icy platform to the next, careful not to lose my footing over the pit below. I finished platforming and grabbed the first stone and kept moving. I continued searching and found the next one in a frozen cave, sealed within a solid block of ice. I used my powers to thaw it out and then quickly snatched it, but I accidentally caused the cave to start rumbling. Oh no, this place is gonna collapse! I ran to escape the cave with the relic intact, only to find Vito waiting for me outside.
I found another relic, so there's just one more to go.
Suddenly, the ground started shaking and I looked up to see that Godzilla was in the distance. We have to find it, now! On days 180 through 183, Vito and I were taking cover from the imposed threat. Come on, where could that last relic be? I was thinking hard, recalling my adventure, when it occurred to me. On days 29 through 32, I awoke inside of an underwater facility in the middle of the ocean. I was being held in some sort of containment chamber. This place looks secure. Where am I? Just then, an aviation complex industry officer emerged from a hallway.
Looks like we finally caught you, you foul creature. It's time that we undid the mistakes left by Godzilla in the past, and that starts by putting an end to you.
That's it! The final stone is in the underwater facility. I saw it in the background.
I'll stay here and make sure Godzilla doesn't stir up any more trouble. Hurry!
I set off and arrived at the facility only to find that the ocean was now frozen solid from the Ice Age. I treaded slowly across the ice and back to the location of the lab. Should be right below me here. I then blasted the ice with my power and the artifact floated up to the surface. Perfect! Time to end this freeze fest once and for all. I then headed back to the power plant and unlocked the gate, allowing me to finally enter the facility. I then walked into the vat, growing larger and unlocking new powers. I unleashed my radioactive energy. Just then, the world started to return to normal, ending the Ice Age. Shimo's wrath is over. Suddenly, Godzilla crashed into the facility. I had attracted his attention with my big energy surge.
Look who we have here. You're not the only one who benefits from radiation.
He started absorbing the radiation in the air, causing him to grow bigger too. I accidentally made my worst enemy even stronger. Things were looking bad.
Time to end this.
Godzilla ran in and attacked me. On days 184 through 186, I was in a heated fight against my biggest foe, Godzilla. I tried to run while I could, but there was nowhere left to run.
Do you really think you can defeat me? Your power's nowhere close to mine.
He used a powerful beam attack on me. I endured the attack and shook it off. Oh yeah? Well, take this! I fought back with my new virus blast, but even with my boost, he was upgraded too. He was too powerful.
What a pathetic attack. Let me show you what a strike feels like.
He charged at me and struck me back against the wall, leaving me vulnerable.
Your struggle is useless. The military is planning something big for day 100. When it arrives, you won't be able to stop me or any of us from killing you.
I won't let that happen. I used my powers to bring down a water tower, allowing me to escape the area before it was too late.
Run while you still can.
I quickly took cover, where I found Vito waiting for me.
Sir, are you okay?
For now I am. Godzilla has grown too powerful, but we can't let him win.
Sounds good. What's the plan?
If we want to take down the military's more powerful weapon, then I'll need my biggest upgrade yet.
But where will we find that?
I have an idea, but it's risky. Think you can handle it?
Anything for you.
Then let's see how potent our virus really is. On days 187 through 189, we returned to the city and set out our plan. Vito, you make your way through the city to see if you can find the next power plant. I'll start here and infect as many people as I can.
Got it. Good luck, sir.
Vito left to go search, and I began looking for my first targets. After a bit of searching, I found a parade of people in a circle with 2 mascot kaijus in the center. What are they doing over there? I watched as little mascots of the kaijus dance around and the people watching jump for joy.
Woohoo! Godzilla will save us from that nasty infected sky!
Nuh-uh. Mechagodzilla is way cooler. He'll be the one to take that ugly monster down. No doubt about it.
The 2 people began to argue until another person walked up between them.
Guys, clearly there's only one way to settle this argument. With a dance battle.
Oh man, I gotta see how this turns out. I watched as the mascot Godzilla and Mechagodzilla stepped up to face off in an epic dance battle.
Check out these moves.
The Mecha mascot went first as he did a little jig move and finished with a crazy front flip.
Caught that.
Don't worry, everyone. Your savior is here.
The mascot Godzilla started with a crazy 2-step hop move that electrified the crowd. He then finished it off with an amazing atomic breath.
Looks like it's settled. Godzilla is the winner.
That was really cool and all, but I think I'm gonna have to crash this party. Everyone ran for their lives, and I began to truly unleash my powers onto them. My powers started infecting the people of the city, corrupting them into Vitrans like Vito. Soon enough, I had a small army of minions to fight by my side. Go forth, my minions! Find me where the final power plant is! The Vitrans did my bidding and left the area to spread the virus everywhere. Wow, my power has really grown since day 1. I was only just a baby when I got here. Must consume more power! I began my rampage on the city, infecting civilians and destroying anything that dared to cross me. As I attacked, I grew larger over time, slowly becoming an even bigger threat to the world. All will bow down to me! I continued my onslaught until suddenly a flurry of bullets were fired into me. I turned and realized that the government military had arrived to stop my attack.
This is the aviation complex industry. Surrender, beast!
Make me! I began to fight back against the officers who tried their best to mow me down with their bullets. Luckily, my fleshy body protected me like armor.
Fire the missiles! Now!
The military brought out the big guns and began to rain down artillery fire onto me from the sky above. The flames burnt through my skin for massive damage. As a baby, I couldn't withstand the attacks. I was forced to run as the bombs continued to fire downwards. Suddenly, one of the infected minions approached me.
Sir, we found the next power plant, but it's under complete lockdown. Here, I made a map for you to find it with ease.
Thank you, minion. I'll just have to infiltrate it so I can grow even stronger. Suddenly, a massive laser shot throughout the city. I turned and saw that Godzilla was standing before me.
You won't move from this spot.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. My army turned and slowly approached him, buying me time to escape with my new lead.
Stay back, you filthy vermin!
With Godzilla distracted, I headed towards the map's location and I soon arrived at the facility my minion spoke of. Like he said, it was heavily guarded with seemingly no way in. I watched as anything that went near the facility got instantly vaporized. Walking inside wouldn't be wise. I have to come up with something fast. My army won't hold Godzilla off for long. On days 190 through 192, I was trying to figure out a way to infiltrate the power plant facility until I spotted some nearby radiation-draining crystals. It's dangerous, but it might just work. I have to try. I walked up and touched the crystals, causing my power to drain. As a result, I shrunk down to a smaller size, making me harder to detect. I just have to get inside and get my upgrade. I'll break these crystals later and regain my power. I broke through a small rusted hole in the gate and infiltrated the nuclear power plant. I searched for the nuclear power core, stealthing past cameras that laid in my path. Thanks to my small size, I was able to find cover quickly as the cameras monitored the rooms. Just a little more, I can sense it. I spotted a door sealed shut where I knew the nuclear core was waiting. It glowed with the radioactive energy that I needed to become the ultimate monster. I heard someone approaching, so I hid and waited for them to open the door for me. Thanks for the ticket inside, sucker. I struck down the employee when he wasn't looking, but my plan backfired as a security protocol kicked in. The space separating me from the nuclear core became an obstacle course. I turned to hear reinforcements were coming. I had to get to the core before it was too late. On days 193 through 195, I navigated my way through the obstacle course as reinforcements were about to arrive. I made sure not to make any mistakes, or it would cost my life. Without my nuclear powers, it was much more difficult. If I want to make it out alive, I have to be careful. I managed to jump over the platforms and avoid most of the obstacles, but there were a few close calls. I needed to be more careful, but there was no time to go slow. I finally reached the end of the traps and made a mad dash for the reactor. Before I could reach it, an empowered mech dropped down in front of me.
You made a mistake coming here, creature!
Let me through, you hunk of junk! I'm powerless right now! I need that reactor!
You should have thought about that before sacrificing your powers! Now is the perfect time for us to kill you once and for all!
The mech began to attack me with its electricity powers, dealing huge damage. I did my best to fight back, but without my abilities, I didn't stand a chance. Just then, I noticed he had crystal energy glowing on his back. It looked like a weak point. If I can hit that weak point, my strength will come back to me and I may stand a chance. I tried to strike him, but he dodged the attack, and I was left vulnerable. The mech immediately struck with a counterattack. I was now cornered, weak, and the mech was closing in. I was sure this is where I would die. On days 196 through 198, just as I thought I was done for, Vito jumped in, taking the finishing blow for me. Vito? No!
Take this before it's too late.
He handed me the crystal I sealed my power in, allowing me to return to my normal size. You'll pay for hurting my allies! Enraged, I struck down the mech once and for all, but the damage had already been done.
Thank you for everything. Promise me you'll take over this world like we always dreamed of.
Vito fell to the ground dead. No! I turned and faced the nuclear core. I can't let Vito's sacrifice be in vain. I went up and grabbed the nuclear core, granting me my final upgrade. I gained more hearts, increased in size, and gained new powers. I reached my full power, but at what cost? Suddenly, a cage sealed around me, trapping me inside the room. What is this?
If we can't defeat you anymore, then we will conceal you, foul beast.
Before I could act, the cage shot electricity into me, and I blacked out. On day 199, I woke up inside of a cage in a maximum security prison. I tried breaking out of the laser cell I was sealed in, but I was unable to make it budge. Is that it? Did I fail? Tomorrow is day 100, and all of this will be over.
Don't give up hope yet.
Suddenly, I saw a vision of Vito standing before me. Vito? How are you here? The humans, they killed you.
You created me, so a part of me will always be with you. You can't give up here. Not yet.
Why? I was the reason you died. I couldn't protect you, and now I'm stuck in this prison.
Because you're the strongest creature I've ever met. The first time you saved me from the mecha, I saw how strong you truly were, standing fearless against a force that would have destroyed us both.
On days 58 through 61, I followed the smoke back into the city and found Vito under attack from Mechagodzilla. He was on the ropes, and Mechagodzilla was slowly closing in for the kill. Leave my friend alone! I charged in and used my jet laser attack to knock Mecha away from Vito.
Thanks for the help.
Don't thank me too soon. Here he comes! The mechanical kaiju charged in for round 2. Luckily, Vito and I were side by side. We used our combined powers to land a heavy blow on the Mechagodzilla.
You cursed infections won't destroy me!
The mecha turned his focus to me and knocked me back with a powerful proton beam. Luckily, his attack on me left him vulnerable to Vito. Vito, get him now! Vito then used the opportunity to run behind Mechagodzilla and bite down onto his tail. Mecha shattered in pain into the sky, giving me the chance to run in and strike him with a killing blow. However, when he died, Vito absorbed Mechagodzilla's radioactive essence, growing larger and more powerful.
I know that only you have the power to rule this world, to shape its future the way it should be. You faced off with so many different monsters. I thought surely you would be defeated, but each time, win or lose, you would come back stronger than before. You always defeat anything that stands in your way, even when it seems hopeless. You are truly the strongest entity I've ever met, from Mechagodzilla to even Shimu. You've stopped so many kaiju. Now only one more stands in your way. Don't you see? You can't give up now.
You're right. The world is almost mine, and I've waited long enough. It's time for me to take what's rightfully mine and fulfill the destiny that's been written for me. No more hesitation. No more holding back. I've come this far, and I won't stop until I've claimed it all. This world will bow to me! Suddenly, a new power awakened within me, making me stronger than ever before. I used my new willpower to break out of the cell by force. I felt so strong, I unleashed a mighty roar into the sky. Outside the walls of the prison, I spotted another strange creature scurrying away. Did you all find all the Easter eggs? Rewatch the video and comment below where they are. As I jumped into the ocean, ready to cross the sea and wreak havoc on the next city, Godzilla emerged before me.
You dare defy me?
I'm not afraid. This world will face my wrath. On day 200, I clashed with Godzilla in the final epic battle to decide the fate of the world. He used his atomic breath attack on me, trying to take me down with his radiation. Luckily, I also grew over my journey.
You're not as weak as you once were. You were only just a morsel when we first met all those days ago.
Mayday! Mayday! We need backup now! Bring in the special forces!
The remaining troops fled the area and the ground began to tremble beneath my feet. Big, heavy footsteps approached my location. I turned and found that the military had released their secret weapon. It was the king of the monsters, Godzilla. I braced myself as the radioactive kaiju lunged forward, getting ready to attack me. On day 3, I was clashing with Godzilla in an epic radioactive monster brawl. He was using his atomic breath to melt me down, and I did my best to avoid the blasts. Eventually, I ran out of places to evade and got pelted by the blast, sending me back. Ugh, this guy is tough. I'll need to become stronger if I want to withstand his attacks. I tried to unleash my infected abilities in an attempt to take the beast down, but it was clear that his nuclear power outmatched mine greatly.
You will return to the Earth where you belong.
You'll have to make me.
As you wish.
Godzilla hit me with another atomic breath attack, causing me to take big damage. I returned the favor with my own beam attack, but he was so powerful he didn't even flinch.
You have much to learn.
He started walking up to me menacingly. I had to escape and find cover if I wanted to survive. Before he could blast me again, I slipped away and hid behind a nearby building to think of a new plan. He's definitely too strong for me to face right now. Just then, Godzilla closed in on my location.
Come out, little one. Face me in battle.
Godzilla began using his power to melt buildings to try and find me.
Godzilla, we want to reduce civilian casualties as much as possible. Stop destroying the city buildings.
Step aside, human. I don't tell you how to do your job.
Godzilla ignored the officer and continued to blast buildings in an attempt to locate me. I need to get out of this city or I'm toast! I quickly retreated outside the city limits and into a cave where I could hide underground. It wasn't long until Godzilla quickly found my hiding spot and waited at the entrance.
You won't get away that easily.
The kaiju roared, unleashing his power onto the land. Without warning, purple crystals sprouted up all over the cave, causing me to feel weaker and weaker. My energy, I feel it draining. It has to be the crystals. I tried to shatter the crystals, but they kept growing back. Instead, I continued to run forward as my body grew weaker and weaker. This is bad. I might not make it.
You were weak then, just as you're weak now. You might have gotten stronger, but that won't stop me from defeating you.
You wish. I've been training, and you all killed my most loyal follower. I must avenge his death right here, right now.
We'll see about that.
He unleashed another powerful atomic breath attack to turn the tide of the battle. I endured the hit and came in for a counterattack. I used one of my own laser attacks to dig into Godzilla's armor. It was anyone's game.
Why do you stand against your creator, the one who gave you life and power? Have you truly forgotten where you came from? Why must you keep fighting?
Because I'm my own creature now. This world doesn't belong to you or the humans. It'll belong to me.
Foolish child, do you think you can take what is not yours? Strength isn't everything.
Maybe not, but not you or the humans will stand in the way of my destiny. I hit him with a devastating blast attack, but he endured it, standing strong.
I won't go down without a fight.
He used his powers to create radioactive draining crystals around me, weakening me by the second. I had to get rid of these, fast! I managed to let out a powerful roar, which turned the crystals into infected spikes, powering me up even more.
How is this possible? I will not be defeated by the likes of you. Feel the full force of my ultimate attack.
He then unleashed a powerful attack, which I quickly dodged, leaving him open. I ran in, going for the finishing blow, striking down Godzilla once and for all. The world is now mine! Ha 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 ha!